Get your day started the right way with Good Day Tampa Bay.
Chaos erupts in Iran at the funeral for the general killed by a U.S. airstrike. This as Iran promises to retaliate.
And daylight shows the scope of the damage after a massive fire at a home in Oldsmar. The family inside is able to escape. What crews are telling us about the investigation now.
Tampa sitting at 50, but a lot of 40s and still some 30s up in Hernando and Citrus County. So bundle up. First thing on this Tuesday morning, a lot of sunshine, a lot of dry air, though, and we should make it back up to about 70 for a high this afternoon.
It's very scary. You know, you don't know when you're going to be the next car.
We're going to begin with this. Several cars hit by bullets along I-4 near the exits for Disney World. 8 o'clock. Welcome, everybody. I'm Russell Rhodes.
And I'm Laura Moody. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being with us. This is the second time in a week that cars were hit by bullets on the freeway. And now deputies are on the hunt for the shooter. Jen is here now in studio. And Jen, this is really scary because of how close it is to so many family attractions, but the randomness of it, too.
Yeah, random and a busy interstate that they're targeting. And making it even worse, police don't have much information to go on, only that the shooter may have been in a dark sedan. And the only good news right now is nobody has been hurt, at least so far. Osceola County deputies say it was early Monday morning when they started receiving 911 calls about the shootings right along Orange-Osceola County border. A police report shows one of the 4 cars hit belonged to a Disney employee, and officials say this is definitely not an accident.
They were shooting into the vehicle, so it wasn't like they were shooting at the tires or the trunk or anything like that, but there were shots fired into the vehicle.
Should people be worried to drive on I-4?
Well, it is concerning. Nobody expects to be driving down the roadway and all of a sudden the round goes through your vehicle.
Deputies say it was back on New Year's Day when someone used a BB gun to shoot nearly 20 cars on I-4 and I-95 from Seminole to St. Johns County. Deputies also say because of the different locations and different guns used, they think they're looking at 2 different shooters.
Okay. Even scary. All right, Jen, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, let's get to the latest on Iran now at 8:02. There have been dozens of deaths reported this morning in the funeral procession for the Iranian general killed in the U.S. airstrike. State television is reporting that 40 people have been killed and more than 200 others are hurt after a stampede erupted as thousands turned out for the funeral. Meanwhile, the head of Iran's Revolutionary Guard is promising to retaliate against the United States for Qasem Soleimani's death.
What are they going to do? I think a large attack will come from cyber. I think they will do that. They're probably in the planning stages of that. But I don't think there's going to be a massive kinetic attack.
Good evening. Democrats in Congress are now hoping to vote on a new measure to curb the president's authority to go after Iran, saying that they need to learn more about the intelligence behind the airstrike.
And developing this morning in Oldsmar, a massive fire at a massive home, over 10,000 square feet, up in flames.
And thankfully, the family inside escaped safely. Right now, crews are still on the scene monitoring for hotspots, though. Fox 13's Kelly Cowan is live for us there. And Kelly, any word yet on what started the fire? This house is just huge.
It absolutely is, but no word just yet on what exactly started this fire. That is under investigation, of course, but we can see now that the sun is up just how extensive this damage was. Firefighters telling us that this was definitely a challenge for them to put out, but thankfully they were able to put this fire out without anyone getting hurt. But this fire simply devastated this home. We can really see the damage in the aerials provided by Skyfox. We can see how high these flames got and how badly this home was left after flames simply scorched the roof right off of this home. It's still unclear, again, what may have caused this blaze, but it's believed that the fire may have began in the family's garage. According to firefighters, when the 911 call came in last night around 11, the caller said that their home was filling with smoke and they believed that their garage may be on fire. Now, when firefighters arrived, the entire home had already gone up in flames, with fire shooting through the roof. 5 agencies were brought in to battle this fire. They had things under control in 90 minutes. And as we've seen, a significant amount of this home was destroyed. But thankfully, the 3 people who were home and inside when this fire started were able to make it out safely. And now, as I've said, the fire is under investigation. We have forensics units working right now, walking around the perimeter. Also, we've seen different inspectors go inside, so they are beginning this investigation, but no word just yet on what exactly started this fire.
Okay, we'll be watching and waiting. Kelly, thank you. And caught on camera, we're now getting a look at the moment that a tornado rolled through DeLand over the weekend. A neighbor's security camera was rolling when it happened about 11 a.m. on Saturday. It knocked over trees, narrowly missed a car.
Just the sound of a tornado is unforgettable. As soon as I heard that sound, first thing I did was wrestle with my dogs, tuck them up underneath me, and hit the floor.
Another angle shows a neighbor working on his car when the tornado ripped through. Tossed a recycling bin and a lawn chair into the air. That neighbor fortunately made it to safety, but that's the moment when it all whips up. National Weather Service has confirmed that this was in fact an EF1 tornado and says that it traveled 3 miles and was on the ground for about 4 minutes, which is a lifetime if you're in the path of it.
Sure is. All right, let's get over to, look at our view. Look back there. Let's get over to Dave right now, talk about our weather.
It's so pretty outside. I know it's still cold. You know, Tampa's sitting at 50 degrees. Look at this picture from Dunedin, right along the coast. You see the little ripples? You see that, just the little ripples in the water? A little boat just kind of came by and just generated that. But my goodness, it's just that pretty outside. So 37 still in Brooksville. We got a ways to go with these temperatures to get back to the to a pleasant level. But 45 in Lakeland, 43 in Wauchula, 49 in the Sarasota area. Today with the dry air and the sunshine, I think what we're going to do is bring it back to about 70 degrees. Then tonight, it dries out even further, and tomorrow's highs go back to the upper 60s. Now, after tomorrow, we got a big old warm-up just in time for the weekend, and next time around, I will show you some of those numbers, okay?
This first check on traffic at 8 o'clock. The big issue this morning is still in Hernando County on I-75. Tractor-trailer crash has had all northbound lanes shut down for hours between Highway 98 and Lake Lindsay Road. These are aerials of the scene from about an hour ago. Right now, all northbound traffic is still being diverted onto State Road 50. 301's the alternate. And some other issues on the road. In Tampa, an accident is causing issues on westbound I-4 at exit 45A to 275. And then over on 275, another accident is blocking a center lane northbound. This is just before exit 39 to Memorial Highway. And then over on I-4 in Plant City, an accident is impacting the westbound lanes at exit 21 for the Paul Buckman Highway. You can use Highway 92 there as your alternate. 8:07 right now, and the Weeki Wachee River is known to many as a paradise. But had it not been for some quick actions of 2 deputies, it could have been the scene of a terrible tragedy. Hernando County Sheriff's Office says 2 parents were paddling down the river with their baby when the canoe flipped over. The mother immediately started screaming for help. Fortunately, 2 deputies were close enough to hear and rushed over on a personal watercraft to flip the canoe back over. Now, they say the baby was in a car seat, upside down in the water, but not breathing. They rushed her to shore. Seconds later, she started to cry.
It happened so fast. The whole situation kind of went through about 1 minute. So it was, you know, baby, and then like Deputy Snell said, he jumped on his jet ski and it was just instinct.
We were beached at the area where this occurred. You know, it's just a blessing. Everything worked out.
Deputies say the baby was not wearing a life vest. State law requires anyone under 6 to wear a life vest. Because of that, the father was issued a citation. As for the baby, luckily, she's doing just fine now.
Good. Oh, the mayors of Tampa Bay's 3 largest cities will meet today to talk about the threat of rising sea levels and major storms. Tampa Mayor Jane Castor, St. Pete Mayor Rick Kreisman, and Clearwater Mayor George Kritikos will host the panel discussion as part of this 2-day Resilience Leadership Summit in St. Pete. The mayors will be joined by experts from all over the world to help better prepare the Tampa Bay area for the effects of climate change. Meanwhile, St. Pete Mayor Rick Kreisman has announced additional time for paid parental leave. This is for all city employees. That means primary or secondary caregivers will now be able to take up to 8 weeks off. In a tweet, Kreisman says more work-life balance is good for the child, for the parents, and for the employers. Across the bridge in Tampa, City workers who are primary caregivers have been getting 8 weeks paid leave since 2017.
It's 8:09 right now, and today in Hillsborough County, the school board will hold a special meeting on the search for a new superintendent. Told the board will go over 12 to 15 candidates recommended by a search firm. And the board hopes to narrow down the list to 5 candidates by the end of the day. and they're going to hold in-person interviews starting next week and then have 2 finalists by January 21st. Current superintendent, that's Jeff Akins, set to retire this summer. They're moving fast.
All right, Tampa General Hospital is joining some elite company. The record TGH broke in 2019 that places them among the top 10 hospitals in the nation.
And there is some slight relief for the crews in Australia as they continue to battle widespread wildfires. Now, getting a new perspective at just how massive these fires really are.
And Charlie Belcher's out at the Tampa Bay History Center this morning. Good morning, Charlie.
Good day to you, Laura Moody. Yep, we're talking about brick history. It is the history of the world told in Lego bricks. And we also have a local artist who has added to the collection. Look at that. I love that Tampa Bay Lightning. Love the Rays. A photographer extraordinaire, Jason McDowell, and I tried. That's his bull, USF bull. It's pretty good. My Appalachian State Block A is pretty sad. I'm not a very good Lego builder. But look what John Fontana can do. Look at Bucko Bruce. Wow. I mean, out of Legos. We will check in with John Fontana and find out how his Bricks for Kids is involved with the Tampa Bay History Center. Something happening this Saturday. Tell you all about it when Good Day Tampa Bay continues.
3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff. Go Starlink to the Falcon. Space Force.
It's a launch for the history books. The SpaceX Falcon 9 blasted off from the Cape late last night. It's the first launch ever overseen by the U.S. Space Force. The rocket will carry 60 Starlink satellites into space, part of SpaceX's mission to become the world's biggest internet provider.
Tampa General Hospital is setting records and is among the top hospitals in the country when it comes to successful organ transplants. TGH says that it performed 585 transplants in 2019. That's the largest number in the hospital's history. That also puts Tampa General among the top 10 busiest organ transplant centers in the nation. Rep for the hospital says the increase is attributed to improved technology and to increased willingness from people to serve as organ donors. Chain reaction crash caught on camera, and this all played out along I-75 near Bruce B. Downs, right near the Pasco County line. Florida Highway Patrol says that a Chevy Monte Carlo didn't brake fast enough for this long line of cars in traffic. It sent a Dodge Ram into stopped cars. In total, 4 cars were involved. The drivers of the Monte Carlo and the Dodge Ram were taken to the hospital with serious injuries, they say, and troopers are still investigating.
Day 15, we continue to follow these massive wildfires, bringing historic levels of destruction to Australia. At least 25 people have died, thousands more have lost their homes. But rain and cooler temperatures have brought some temporary relief, allowing crews to reopen roads and move some people to safety. But officials say this is not enough to douse the fires, and they're warning the flames will continue to burn for months to come. Months to come. The Australian government has committed to paying whatever it takes to help communities recover, pledging an extra $1.4 billion to rebuild homes and buildings. Kangaroo Island, one of the most devastated communities, as people there are trying desperately to save the island's wildlife. Many fear the damage is already done.
I'm guessing well over 50% of our koala population's gone.
This little fellow, he's too far gone. Yeah, he's too far gone.
Seen a lot of devastating videos from Australia in recent days, but this comparison really puts those massive wildfires into perspective. The Sonoma County Fire Department superimposed Australia on top of the U.S. As you can see, those same fires were happening here. Most of the states from Montana to Texas and all along the East Coast would be seeing fire activity.
Vast majority of the United States would be on fire, right? And those koala bears in the end.
I can't look at them. I have to look up when that video's on. I just can't.
And the thing about those fires, too, you know, when we have them out west in California, they're typically concentrated in one area. This is all over the country. I mean, how do you fight fires like this. I mean, there's only a certain amount of folks that can, anyway, we wish the best for those folks over in Australia and in Puerto Rico too, you know, just given the fact that they've had a rough 24 to 36 hours with all the earthquakes they had. They had a 6.4 earthquake earlier this morning in Puerto Rico, knocking out power to pretty much the entire island, and now they're getting these aftershocks, 5.0, 5.6, 5.6, so it's just one after the other down there, just shaking in that island nation. Now, let's talk about what's happening here, and it's quiet. It's another beautiful start to the day, although it is cold. You know, you look at the Brookdale Bayshore camera, you can just, it just feels, it just looks like it's cold outside. And I know you see, Tampa's 50 degrees. That's one of the warmest spots around now because we still have some 30s and 40s on the map for you. There's the Howard Franklin. Look at the visibility this morning is tremendous. You know, temperature-wise, we're going to, for the next hour or two, scour out that colder air and, you know, get back to the upper 60s, around 70. I think about 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon should be just almost near perfect around the area. Then it's going to get cooler again tonight. Brooksville 36, Lakeland 45, frostproof with a temperature of 52. So I got 30s, I got 40s, I got 50s on the map this morning. Also got dew points in the 30s and 40s. So the air is very dry. Sun's been up for just about an hour now. So we're going to start that warm-up process pretty quickly, and eventually today getting back up to near 70 degrees. In terms of humidity levels, notice how they drop going into tomorrow. So we're going to get a reinforcing cold front tonight, which will dry it out again tomorrow. But by Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, and especially Friday, the winds will shift and the humidity comes roaring right back in, as does the warmth. And remember, there are parts of our viewing area right now in the 30s. On Friday afternoon, we'll all be pushing 80 degrees. So big changes. There's your 70 for a high temperature today, which, oh, by the way, that's our normal high for this time of year. Then quite chilly again tonight, mostly clear skies. We'll drop it back to about 49. And tomorrow, lots of sunshine, but you're going to notice it's even drier outside tomorrow with a high temperature of 69 degrees. Boater's got a northwest wind at 10 knots today with a light chop expected. Once we get into Thursday afternoon, here comes the warm-up, 77, not bad. Then we're going to touch 80 or 81 Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday as well. So big warm-up coming for the weekend, okay?
Okay, big time.
Well, school kids in Florida have wanted it for years, making Halloween a holiday.
Yeah, they've just gotten some big backing. We're going to tell you who is pushing to make it happen in the legislature. And then rolling back the clock, another incentive to get up and start running. And we mean it, too. We'll explain at 9, I'm sorry.
And then Charlie Belcher is out at the Tampa Bay History Center this morning. We'll check in with him when we come back.
If you love Lego bricks or have someone in your family who does, you might want to get down to the Tampa Bay History Center within the next month, because you could still see this traveling exhibit called Brick History, and it is the history of our world told through Lego bricks. One artist's vision, first time in the United States. Be here for about February 16th through February 16th. You've got that chance to come through. And then there is also some art on the walls done by local artist John Fontana. Look, I'm calling you an artist, man.
Yeah, right. Incredible.
That's pretty cool.
Never would have thought that.
But it is. I mean, it is art. John Fontana owns Bricks for Kids, a local after-school program, summer camp program where you use Lego bricks as a teaching tool for young people?
Yeah, we use Lego bricks to teach kids science, technology, engineering, math, and now the arts. So we do mosaics and motorized builds, Lego robotics, all that stuff.
I gotta talk about this art though. Like, so do you print something out? Like, are you? You don't have to reveal all your secrets, but I mean, are you literally just have a bunch of bricks next to you and you're trying to figure it out?
It depends on the piece. The bigger it is, the harder it is. So that's where kind of technology comes in with the designing software on the computer. If it's a little bit smaller, I can kind of do it by eye. The hardest part's getting the Legos. I pay for them just like everyone else does, same price. So sometimes it takes a long time just to order them. So.
Well, and I think my favorite has got to be Bucko Bruce over there. And you talk about buying the Legos. Orange? I don't know if you don't see a lot of orange Legos. Maybe I don't know. Was that a hard color to get?
Actually, the hardest color in that one was that burgundy kind of maroonish color to find.
Like the mustache color there?
Yeah, that mustache color there.
How long did it take you to do?
That one took about 6 hours to do, with most of the time takes designing it. And then once it's designed, you can kind of put it together, and then once it's together based off the model that you kind of put on your on the computer, you have to tweak it a little bit. So.
And by the way, a cool part of this exhibit too, there's an actual copy of the original logo, which cool. I don't think I've ever seen that version. Bucko Bruce is kind of tough looking in that. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I missed that logo.
All right, so this Saturday, you're actually going to do a build with kids. They can come to the museum, and you're going to build this pirate ship?
Yes, so Gasparilla's here. It's January, so we thought it'd be fun to do a workshop with the kids where they actually make a pirate ship. So this Saturday from 11 to 12, you can sign up on the Tampa Bay History Center's website, and one of our master builder teachers will be here teaching the kids how to make this motorized moving pirate ship.
And this is the kit right here?
And that's the kit that we use.
Everything you need inside
Everything you need,
yeah. Including, now, will the kids be motorized?
The kids will be motorized, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See that? But boy, Legos have come a long way. They don't just sit there now. They actually move.
No.
Look at that. Fantastic. And they need to sign up first, John?
They need to sign up online on the Tampa Bay History Center's website.
Which is Tampa Bay, excuse me. Whoop. How about that move? Sorry, rudely walk in front of you on live TV. TampaBayHistoryCenter.org. TampaBayHistoryCenter.org. Thanks, buddy. What do you think of this exhibit?
Pretty cool. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Amazing, yeah.
There you go, folks. TampaBayHistoryCenter.org if you want to sign up for the brick build this Saturday, 11 to 12. Kids go home with the pirate ship.
Oh, they do such great work there. That's a great idea. All right, Charlie, thank you.
All right, researchers in Bradenton are digging into the city's past. Coming up, details on a massive excavation unearthing an important piece of Bradenton's history.
And get ready for a look at some of the coolest new gadgets in 2020. The Consumer Electronics Show is kicking off in Las Vegas. And when we come back, Walter has a sneak peek at what's being unveiled this week.
You're watching Good Day Tampa Bay.
It's 8:30, time to look at some of the top stories making headlines this morning.
And new information is emerging about a terror attack in Kenya. The Pentagon is now revealing the identities of 3 Americans that were killed in Sunday's raid. 23-year-old Army Specialist Henry Mayfield Jr. He was one of the victims, as well as 2 Department of Defense contractors whose names are being protected. The raid happened at a U.S. military base early Sunday when firefighters used small arms fire to overrun the base. The Al-Shabaab, an extremist group with ties to Al-Qaeda, is claiming responsibility for the attack. This comes just over a week after an Al-Shabaab truck bomb exploded in Somalia, claiming more than 80 civilian lives.
An American family has been attacked in Mexico, leaving a 13-year-old boy dead. The attack happened Saturday night just south of the Texas border. Mexican officials said the family was returning home from a visit to relatives when their car came under fire on the highway, killing the boy and injuring 3 other people. Officials say that highway is considered high risk and runs through an area that has been overrun by the Zetas and the Gulf Cartel.
Another strong earthquake this morning off the coast of Puerto Rico. It caused an island-wide blackout, which was the last thing they needed. Officials say this morning's quake was a magnitude 6.5. This is the largest in a series of tremors to hit the island in the last few days. Follows yesterday's 5.8 earthquake, which brought down at least 5 homes and heavily damaged dozens of others. It also destroyed the famous rock formation, the Punta Ventana, one of Puerto Rico's biggest tourist attractions.
It's been a bad few days for them with
you know, it has, and this morning those aftershocks continue. You mentioned it was a 6.4 earthquake this morning. It was 4:30 their time, 3:30 our time. However, since then, and I've filtered out some of the earthquakes because if I put every single minor earthquake they've had in the past 24 hours, you wouldn't be able to see anything. It'd be numbers all over the place. So kind of going 5.0 or higher. But since this morning, early this morning, they've had 2 aftershocks of 5.6, which were just about as strong as yesterday's 5.8 and then 5.0. We were talking to a USF student who's vacationing with his family or is seeing his family along the northern coast a couple of hours ago, okay? And he could feel the shaking. And we're going to talk to them again in the 9 o'clock hour now. So I think they shut power down to the island temporarily. I don't know if it's back yet, but there are reports of significant damage right along the south coast from that 6.4. So that is where the Caribbean plate bumps up against the North American plate. And you can see some strong earthquakes. Remember, Haiti had that earthquake a while back, years ago, which devastated that island nation as well. So keep an eye on things, and hopefully the aftershocks get lower and lower, and they're done with this scenario. Look at the Bradenton Beach camera. I mean, it's just gorgeous this morning. I get it. It's cold, but it's pretty as you look west on Kennedy. And you can see the beautiful sunshine, the great visibility. Now, I got 30s still. Crystal River, Brooksville, hanging in there with your 30s. Mid to upper 40s from Lakeland to Wesley Chapel. Brandon's at 45. Tampa International at 50. 50 degrees in Bradenton and 50 degrees in Sarasota. Now, temperature-wise, we're going to warm up to about 70 for today. And then another front is going to come through. It's sitting back up to around the Pensacola area. It's going to come through with very little fanfare. Few clouds, that's about it. But what it's going to do is reinforce the drier air that we already have in place. Next couple of days will continue to be winter-like for us anyway. 69, 70 for a high today, which is about normal, so a pleasant day. Tonight, here comes that drier air, even drier air filters in overnight, 49 the overnight low, and I think that will limit us tomorrow to a high temperature of about 69 degrees. By the way, a light chop if you are boating. Boating conditions look fantastic for today, even though that front's coming in late today. By the weekend, though, big turnaround in temperatures as the winds shift to the east and southeast, and that'll bring us back up to about 80 degrees Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Let's see if you can figure out what this picture is all about here. You guys know what this is? This is a Florida snowman over at Madeira Beach at Robert Staples. I think he took this right around New Year's and sent that in to us. And, well, we can't build the snowman, but that's what we can do. Hey, Fox 13 Good Day mug for you, Robert.
Nice, Robert. Thank you for sending that in. All right, we want to get this traffic update. Now, look at this. Scene does not seem to be getting much better, much faster at all. This tractor-trailer crash we've been watching in Hernando County. According to FHP, the driver of the semi was traveling in the southbound lanes of I-75 when it hit a disabled car with no lights on that was stalled in the center lane. The crash sent the car into the grass and forced the tractor-trailer to overturn and onto its side, where you see it now in the northbound lanes. It became fully engulfed in flames. We're told that the driver suffered incapacitating injuries. That's what they're telling us so far. Right now, all northbound lanes remain closed between Highway 98 and Lake Lindsay Road, with traffic being diverted at State Road 50.
Hillsborough County is a step closer to launching a pilot program for needle exchanges.
And the goal is to help fight the transmission of HIV and Hep C among drug users. And Fox 13's Dan Maddox joins us live now to explain what's happening and how the program is going to work. Good morning.
Yep. Laura, Russell, very good morning to you. You have to look at it like this, okay? They have a great opportunity to cut down on some really nasty diseases, but at the cost, they're also going to be enabling people to use some pretty nasty drugs. So what they're going to do is they're going to look at a similar program, a pilot study that they did in Miami-Dade County to see if it could have some positive impacts here. That's what county commissioners are going to be looking at. But let's take you through this and explain how it would work. The proposed pilot program would be more than a needle exchange. It would provide on-site first aid, access to Narcan. If you don't know what that is, it's a drug used to reverse the effects of an overdose, and mental health counseling. Needle exchanges, they allow drug users to exchange used dirty needles for new needles in an effort to reduce transmission, the spread of bloodborne infections such as HIV and hepatitis C. The study that county leaders are going to hear shows that a 5-year pilot program in Miami-Dade County reduced HIV risk as well as Hep C risk. But it also did not increase drug use and did not increase crime. So they're recommending it. The program is also endorsed by the Center for Disease Controls and about another dozen government agencies. And we know at least one commissioner, she's had a lot of doubts over this because she says she really doesn't want to enable people to shoot up. Well, once again, they're going to hear that report tomorrow. It's very controversial, but it is being recommended, so we're going to stay on top of it, and of course we'll keep you updated. We're live in downtown Tampa this morning. We'll send it back to you.
Okay, Dan Maddox, thank you. All right, 8:37, Vice President Mike Pence is coming to the Bay Area to campaign for President Trump's re-election. He'll be in Waimama in Hillsborough County, January 16th. Later that day, he'll also be in Kissimmee. Winning Florida will be crucial for President Trump's re-election. Last week, the president held a rally in Miami-Dade County.
8:38 right now, and a massive excavation in Bradenton is unearthing an important piece of the city's history. This is Manatee Mineral Springs Park. It dates back to the 1700s, maybe even earlier. City of Bradenton provided $100,000 for the land to be unearthed. Archaeologists are searching for clues about who lived here first. So far, they found Native American and settler artifacts, but they're focused on finding more about the Angola community of escaped slaves who sought freedom in the area.
Angola was a very important community in its time, but its destruction was almost absolute. And there's almost an amnesia that it even existed.
Historians have also said Angola was an important stop on the Underground Railroad. The reflections of the Manatee Museum will display all artifacts once they are unearthed. The excavation will stop at the end of the month. From there, the new expansion on the Bradenton Riverwalk is set to begin. 8:39 right now. The 2020 Consumer Electronics Show will be opening its doors in Las Vegas later this morning.
And every year, the convention introduces some of the coolest gadgets and new technology of the year. And Walter Allen is here in studio with us. And Walter, they're already getting a sneak preview now, right?
Are you guys ready for this?
You bring it.
All right. Last night, the CES hosted a special media-only event to preview more than the 200 new products that will be featured at this year's event. They got everything: ways to upgrade your smart kitchen, improve your bathroom, a digital health system. That's the top trend this year. It includes smart mirrors. You can track your biometric data, and it'll show what you look like after you lose weight. Another huge announcement last night: a partnership between Uber and Hyundai to develop flying cars. Companies unveiled an electric flying car with vertical takeoff and landing. The aircraft is designed to fly on trips of 60 miles, up to 60 miles, cruising speed of 180 miles an hour. Hyundai's official says it's time to end urban gridlock by taking to the skies.
Now we're looking at the dawn of a completely new era that opened the skies above our cities. By point-to-point air travel, we can reduce travel time drastically by averting ground traffic congestion. Also, we will be able to fly on demand, just imagine that, rather than fitting our lives around an airline's schedule.
Uber will begin testing urban flights later this year. Expect many more major announcements throughout the week at the Consumer Electronics Show. It runs until Friday.
But you know, when I see stuff like that, I feel like we get closer to the Jetsons every day.
We really
are. You know what I mean? A cartoon from way back a long time ago.
I'll take Rosie to clean my house any day of the week.
That's a good point. Okay, Walter, thank you. Okay, coming up next, scientists are picking up new radio waves from elsewhere in our universe. Could it be a sign of life? We're going to ask David the Science Pro when we come back. All right, welcome back. 15 minutes away from the top of the hour now. Astronomers say that they have traced a mysterious radio burst from outer space. And it turns out it's not so far away.
Relatively speaking, when you're speaking of outer space.
There you go.
Let's get over to Dave on the Science Pro.
Here we go. Russell, before you come out with your conspiracy theories, let's talk about this. Yeah, this is what they call a fast radio burst. And they're millisecond-long bursts of radio waves that travel through space. Individual radio bursts emit once and don't repeat, but they actually have noticed, and this one was something new, this repeating fast radio burst send out short, energetic radio waves multiple times. The one they discovered, this repeating one, has a different source from the one that they found in 2019. So basically, they're coming from different areas. This deepens the mystery of how these waves are created. So they pinpointed this one to a location in a galaxy 500 million, that's with a B, light years from Earth. Well, that does sound incredibly distant. It's 7 times closer than the other repeating radio burst that they found, and 10 times closer than the individual one that they found. This is the closest yet seen, and we've speculated that it could be more of a conventional object in the outskirts of our own galaxy. So it may actually be in the outskirts of the Milky Way galaxy. Do you know how they find these? And this is the amazing thing. They use a technique called very long baseline interferometry to combine, this is what they do. They combine the power of telescopes. They combine the power, and then they use them to pinpoint, they use them as one telescope to pinpoint where these radio bursts, or these fast radio bursts, are coming from. The astronomers compare that to the ability of someone standing on Earth being able to recognize somebody on the moon. That's how hard this is for them to find. But they have. So this repeating fast radio burst traced to one of these spiral arms in a Milky Way-esque galaxy. It was also within a star-forming region of the arm. Now, here's my question. What is it? Is it just waves coming off stars? Is it... I have a question in the audience. Mr. Rhodes, sir, how can I help you?
Well, to piggyback your question.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was raising my hand. It's what was still up. Is it a continuous burst?
No, they happen for 0.002 of a second. Okay,
really?
They repeat for less than 0.002 of a second. That's how sensitive.
But I mean, do they happen periodically? Do they happen regularly? Is there a pattern to them, or might they be a conversation?
Great question. That's a conversation that they need to have, and they said that they need to do way more research on this because it takes so long when you try to put all those telescopes together just to find one of these, never mind multiple of them. So they're there, but they're trying to figure out, are they coming from one central galaxy? Are they from all over the place? What are they? It's just more research that needs to be done. Our technology has just gotten to that point where we can detect them, and now we need to move further in. Now, here's my question to you. In that particular galaxy, are they detecting radio burst waves from this galaxy, aka us? And saying the same thing.
What must they be thinking?
So I mean, you can expand this out to: is it someone trying to communicate with us?
Yeah.
Is it literally just different objects in space radiating a signal?
Yeah.
That's to be determined.
It's fascinating.
Kind of cool, though. It really is kind of cool.
Cool. Thank you. All right, let's get back to Charlie Belcher. He's at the Tampa Bay History Center this morning. Hey.
Yes, and we have put the Legos away for now, Russell. As Dave Osterberg looks to the future, I look to the past. At the Tampa Bay History Center, it's easy to do. And are you ready for Gasparilla season? It is upon us. So we thought we would explore the Pirates exhibit that is part of a permanent display here at the Tampa Bay History Center. We'll talk Pirates when Good Day Tampa Bay continues. Are you ready, Tampa Bay? Because there'll be plenty of people talking like pirates over the next few weeks as we enter Gasparilla season. Good day, Tampa Bay. I'm Charlie Belcher coming to you from the Tampa Bay History Center. If you are new to the area, welcome and find out about Gasparilla. It is a great pirate festival that we're kind of known for. Huge parades down Bayshore Boulevard. Got the children's parade, what we call the day parade, and then the Mystic Crew of Gasparilla night parade through Ybor City a few weeks later. It's a good time to be in Tampa Bay. Manny is here with the Tampa Bay History Center, and I wanted to show off these hologram pirates. Pretty cool little technology here, Manny.
Yeah, so we're trying to, again, tell the history and the story of Tampa Bay and of Florida, but tell it in an engaging and fun way. And so things like the holograms, things like this giant recreation of a pirate ship help us do that.
And you got to separate the fact from fiction in this exhibit.
That's right. You know, so when we first opened, the big question was, where are the pirates? What pirate stories are you telling?
Right.
And so we responded to those requests and to that interest, and we opened this new gallery space about a year and a half ago. The Treasure Seekers, Conquistadors, Pirates, and Shipwrecks exhibit. And so we are, again, separating fact from fiction, telling the real story of pirates in Tampa Bay, and we do that with this replica 18th century sailing sloop. You know, when we think of pirates, a lot of times we think of Pirates of the Caribbean and these gigantic Spanish galleon ships, but actually pirate ships were pretty small, and so we were actually able to build a pirate ship in our gallery. And then surrounding that pirate ship are all of these really great artifacts that were recovered off the coast of Florida. So these are actual navigational tools that were pulled up off of the ocean floor right off the coast of Florida. And then the really cool thing is, while we couldn't take you on top of the ship, what we were able to do is take you inside the ship. So what you do is you go below deck here.
So we're walking inside the ship.
So we're seeing essentially life on board the ship. So you are below deck in the hull of the ship, and you're seeing what life was like. So what did they use to eat? What did they use to kind of just recreate and enjoy themselves on the ship? So we have things like this really cool chess piece. So they could play chess without the chess pieces falling off the board.
Oh, is that a little toothpick looking thing? So it would stick in the board.
Right, exactly. And then, you know, when we get into the things that people are probably more familiar with.
Well, let me push pause right there on our tour as we get to the weapons and the swords that the pirates, the swashbucklers, may have had in this area. We will continue our tour of the pirate ship when we come back.
All right. Thank you, Charlie.
All right, coming up at 9, an emotional reunion for a family who lost their beloved pet on the eve of the new year. Days after the dog went missing during a crash, the pup's owner is talking about never giving up hope that little Max would be found.
But up next, thousands of Christmas trees are still on display in one part of the country, and but it's not because people are too lazy to take them down. When we come back, how all those Christmas trees are being used to help save the environment. We'll be right back.
Well, you can soon hand off one more task to Alexa. She can pay at the gas pump for you. Amazon has now teamed up with ExxonMobil and to eliminate the need to swipe cards at the gas station. Cars such as the Ford Edge and other Alexa-enabled vehicles will be compatible with this new technology and will be able to confirm your station location and your pump number. Payments will be processed through Amazon Pay based on your stored account information. The pay process also works with Echo, Auto, and other Alexa-enabled mobile devices. The feature arrives at more than 11,000 Exxon stations later this year.
The holidays are over, so now one state is using Christmas trees to help save the environment. State park workers in New Jersey collected more than 2,000 donated Christmas trees, and they'll use them to help build up sand dunes along the beach at Island Beach State Park. Environmentalists say that piles of Christmas trees can help prevent sand being blown away from these dunes by trapping it, stopping the dunes from eroding in the end. Which is pretty smart.
Good use for them.
That's true.
All right, that does it for us today.
A Good Day at 9 starts right now.